Good morning, Sam.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
I think it was 11 weeks ago, or maybe 12. I think it was 11 weeks ago that citizens came down and started talking about the 2016 November elections, and that led us into electronic voting. The issue that we began talking about is the anthem election, which a judge in this county, a visiting judge, overturned the election, saying that the ballots cast did not match the county's public disclosure of what happened in the election, and he overturned that election. So we came down for a few weeks and started asking questions about it, and then we found that a quote-unquote investigation was done, and a mobile ballot box containing 1,800 and I think 16 votes was not counted in the November election and still has yet to be consolidated into the results. And then we heard stories of people being handed wrong ballots. In fact, that was kind of the county's official defense for how that no vote got voted in the anthem election, that somebody was handed the wrong ballot. And we've since identified other citizens who have been handed wrong ballots. And I've tried putting in questions to the elections administrator, Jennifer Anderson, on how many times that occurred and how we can run a report to find that out. And she said, there's just no way to do it. We don't know, but it's not that big a deal. And then last week, one of our citizens that are down here talking gets an email from Jennifer Anderson that said, well, it wasn't really an investigation. It was more of an informal investigation. There's nothing, to be reported on, nothing to be printed and shared. So to me, that's not really an investigation at all. And given the three things that I've just mentioned, that we had an election overturned because the judge determined that the votes announced did not match the ballots cast, and then we found a mobile ballot box that we told that's the only one that was missing, but we don't really know. And then there's an investigation that didn't really take place. We've got people voting ballots that they're not supposed to be. And all of this, and we still have no investigation that I see any sign of starting up. So we're going to do you a favor, and we're out seeking a statement of work for people that do this kind of business, that go in and look at election processes and look at the technology side and perform audits on it, and then come in here and provide a full report to us. So we're gathering a statement of work on that. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with it. We're going to expect you to seriously entertain it. And I would like to see this court provide funding to make that happen. I imagine, just based on what I gathered, and this isn't a quote, don't hold me to it, I imagine it's going to be in the $20,000 to $30,000 range. And, that kind of money falls out of the pockets of the Commissioner's Court every week on one thing or another. And so I don't think we're going to have any problem. I think I figured out that that's 2/10,000ths of our budget. So I don't think we'll have any problem coming up with that money. If we can provide an acceptable service provider, and we're looking real hard at that. So, and the only other thing I've got to mention was our elections administrator, Jennifer Anderson, in another email last week said, the elections office has moved on from November 2016 election. And we talked about this at the Elections Commission last week, and I want you to know that people haven't moved on from November 2016. And that's an unacceptable answer from that office. And I expect you to keep this issue open until the people are satisfied, or at least until you can demonstrate that you've taken some steps to answer our question, which so far that hasn't happened. Thank you.